Well, let's go to the next session. The session is the session 4. We had a problem with not a problem. This is a complication for Muriel Gargot, who has her mother at the hospital. So Rosa Ross, as co-chair of the scientific committee, accepted to be the chair of this session. We hope that Muriel Gargot will have soon good news. So, well, a greeting, our feelings with her. And Rosa, are you there to present the next?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
The next session.
Thank you, Beatriz.
You are the master now.
My best wishes for Muriel. The next session is about the influence of astronomy in other disciplines, astronomy to promote science vocations. And I think it is a very special and very interesting session. In general, all of us, we know that astronomy is only a part of other subjects, don't exist as a subject in general in the schools. And all of us, we believe and we know that astronomy is interesting for students. Then it is a wonderful opportunity to introduce science and to promote vocations. Then I would like to begin this session. We have 4 speakers. And I would like to begin with the first one, Johanna Casado. I hope that Johanna is here. Johanna?
Hi. Hi, everyone.
I listened you, I didn't see you. Could you use the video, please?
Yes, I have the video on.
Yes, I see you now. Thank you very much. Then you are the speaker from the Instituto de Tecnologías en Detección y Astropartículas from Argentina, from Mendoza, I think. And your speech is SonoUno, user case study, user-centered approach to sonification. Then when you want to begin.
Yes, thank you very much, Rosa. Well, I am Johanna Casado. I am a PhD student. And, well, I am going to present this SonoUno user case study. The studies have shown that multimodal approaches can enhance data analysis possibilities. Multimodal tools broaden accessibility to scientific data for those with varying learning styles and disabilities. Here we show some projects that make astronomy accessible and present it by other sensorial styles like sense of touch. This is the planetarium for blind people presented in different parts of Argentina. This is the 3D giant celestial map presented on different sessions of Technopolis from 2016 to 2019. And some other proposals presented in different parts of the world that includes electronic and software design, script and music, models, 3D prints and braille, sign language videos, documentation and repositories. Here, this is the SonoUno in action and the GitHub link to it. And this video shows SonoUno in a Mac system with voiceover on.
You are currently on a text area. File menu for open command option O. Open. You are currently on a text area. Atos Astronomicos Cosmic Rays Group 1 of 7. Galaxies Group 2 of Gravitational Waves Group 3 of Noisy.csv Group Text. Right function text at 1.00%. Edit text and play toggle button. This button allows to play and pause the sound.
This is a part of my PhD work, and this is the approach that we are presenting that is centered on the user from the beginning. And here I show the web page, SonoUno web page. We work on that this year. Have several elements: the SonoUno user manual, installation interactive, SonoUno web interface, a gallery of data, and the GitHub address. The video shows the web interface of SonoUno. It's very similar to the SonoUno desktop. We want to maintain the framework design based on user cases. Well, the SonoUno is a data sonification tool which combines visual and auditory display. We have perceptual evidence of its effectiveness, and we hope to generate this more perceptual evidence for other interactions and combination of interaction. This design, like I said, is centered on the user from the beginning. The SonoUno proposal integrates multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary astronomers, engineers, software designers, educators, disability specialists, neurologists, sociologists, both able and disabled. The SonoUno main goal is the creation of a human-computer interface suitable for the access, collection, sonification, and analysis of astrophysical data centered on the user from the beginning. Yes. And in this contribution, we present the contact with the specialist and the consequent software updates to reach the main goal. During the first approach, we conduct a focus group session on Southampton University, and later we contact with a specialist by email and Google Forms survey. All the responses were analyzed, taking into account the framework design of SonoUno and the repeated suggestion of the user, were priority to the software update if this suggestion matched with the framework design and the SonoUno main goal. Some of the results was that reduced the number of actions to perform an activity, and consistency between visual and sound display reduced the memory overload. Choose between different options empowered the end user, and a quicker reproduction allows a quicker analysis. Some of the participant recommendations was that the time between nodes must match the point distance. This is for variability. The mark point button must show the mark when it is pressed, because in the first version, the position mark was masked, the mark point. And a loop function can be useful. Plot and sonify 2 or 3 columns against X at the same time, and sonify several data sets with one command in the line command interaction. Here I show a short video with some of these updates. The reproduction shows the space is silent between points. And the first functionality allowed to set the maximum time of the reproduction. And at the end, you can listen a tick mark that indicates that the reproduction starts again. This video shows 3 columns in the y-axis and the sonification with different pitches. We can conclude that this approach enhances the actual scientific work, bringing other sensorial styles to data analysis, and that SonoUno makes possible to analyze data by people with functional diversity. People can explore data and make decisions by themselves. This approach shows the importance of a user-centered technique that influences other disciplines like computational science, engineering, and software design. This makes tools more usable, efficient, and useful. The Human Development Report points out that a critical human deprivation is not to use, misuse, or underuse the deep human potential for human development enhancing work. And in this final image, we first show a barrier that blocks out the view to the game. And there are 3 people that share equally boxes, and the smallest person can see the game. After that, in the next, the tallest person shares his runner with the smallest one, and all of them can see the game. But in the last image, the barrier has been removed, and finally, the cause of inequity was addressed. With this image, we want to point out the importance of removing barriers, because there are cases where removing barrier is very easy if we make a good design from the beginning. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Johanna. Excellent work, very, very interesting. And I think that if a work to consider all of us in our normally works and activities during the life. Well, the next speaker is Anna Voelker from Ohio State University from the Department of Astronomy. And the title of her talk is SciAccess, Making a Space for Everyone. I would like to remember to the general audience that the questions should be in the questions and answer area, and the chat is only for general comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Anna. I'm so excited to be here. I'm also joined today by my student, Michaela, who I believe needs to be promoted to a panelist to turn on her video. Her name is Michaela Deming, and she'll be co-presenting with me today. Thank you so much.
Hi, can you hear me at all?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I can unmute, but I can't start my video right now.
Okay, great. Well, I'm glad we got your audio working, so I'll go ahead and get started. So thank you all so much for having us here. I'm really excited to be part of this wonderful conference. As I said, my name is Anna Voelker, and I work as the coordinator of outreach for the Ohio State University's Astronomy Department and CCAP, which is our Center for Cosmology and Astroparticle Physics. And today we'll be talking about SciAccess, which is an initiative that I started back in 2018 to promote disability inclusion and diversity in STEM. As I mentioned, today I'm joined by one of my research students, Michaela, who I'll let go ahead and introduce herself.
Thank you, Anna. My name is Michaela Deming. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a 5th year at Ohio State studying astronomy and astrophysics. I'm the president of the SciAccess Zenith Mentorship Program, and I've been working with Anna on accessible astronomy outreach since May. You can't see me right now, but I am a white female with chin-length brown hair and glasses, and today I'm wearing a yellow sweater. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you, Michaela, and thanks for that image description. To do a quick one for myself, I'm a white person with short brown hair and glasses wearing a blue shirt with white stripes, and I use they, them pronouns. So what is SciAccess? So this is a program that I began when I really started learning about all of the amazing work that was being done in astronomy for promoting disability access, so much of which we've had the pleasure of seeing today and during this conference. And I started learning about these other communities and other STEM disciplines doing similar work, but in their own silos. So I wanted to sort of create a bridge to do STEM accessibility more broadly and to start conversations between these various communities. So this began with our inaugural conference, which took place last year at The Ohio State University. SciAccess 2019 was an international event with 250 attendees and over 60 speakers who shared their experiences and expertise that fell at the intersection of disability advocacy and STEM research and education. On this image, I have a flyer from the 2019 event with pictures of our keynote speakers, astronaut Anusha Ansari and Dr. Temple Grandin, who's a renowned autism advocate and animal scientist. Anusha is also the first female private space explorer and the first person from Iran ever to travel in space. On the right side of the picture are a series of a small number of the speakers who spoke at the conference, featured here in small circular images. This year, we moved to a virtual event along with the rest of the world, and we were able to do an online conference for 2020, and this really showed the growing interest in the field. We over tripled our registrations with over 1,000 people signing up for this event and 555 attendees joining us on the day of the program. On the right, I'm showing an image of Dr. Soyeon Lee, who is the first and only astronaut from South Korea and who served as the keynote speaker for our 2020 program. This program had people coming from 46 nations and all 7 continents, including neutrino scientists at the South Pole and Antarctica. So it was really exciting to see this global turnout. And as I mentioned, to see this sort of growing interest in connecting internationally, as we're doing here today. So on this slide, I'm showing an image of all those 46 countries shown in blue on a world map. If you're interested in connecting with us, we have formed a working group called the SciAccess Working Group for anyone who's interested in working and collaborating and networking with professionals who share a passion for STEM accessibility. We'll drop a link to this in the chat afterwards, as well as a link to our Facebook group, which is a more informal way to connect and keep up to date with new information, news, and events in the world of STEM accessibility. We're currently fundraising to host our 2021 event, which I'm really excited to be partnering with GLASS Education, which stands for Geneva Lake Astrophysics and STEAM, directed by Kate Meredith. This is an award-winning nonprofit, recently received the Balaton Award, which is the highest honor that America's National Federation of the Blind bestows. And we've been partnering with this nonprofit to collaborate for the 2021 event. So if you're interested in looking into that or supporting our GoFundMe, Michaela will also drop a link to that at the end of today's presentation. I also wanted to share an upcoming event we have actually tonight. I know tonight might be in the middle of the morning for some of you, but for those of you who are in a reasonable similar time zone in Eastern time at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're doing a really special event on Hidden Figures, which is showcasing a variety of Black scientists and engineers within astronomy and aerospace and mathematics. And this will be a free program taking place this evening, complete with ASL interpreting and live cart captioning for accessibility purposes. So I'll have Michaela share that as well at the end of our discussion. Speaking of Michaela, I'm going to turn things over to her to tell you a little bit more about our mentorship efforts and the ways that you can start your own. Michaela, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Anna. So, following the success of SciAccess 2020, we organized a new completely virtual mentorship program for blind and visually impaired or BVI students interested in astronomy. The SciAccess Zenith Mentorship Program, in partnership with Ohio State and the Ohio State School for the Blind, involves BVI students in astronomy by pairing them with Ohio State undergraduate and graduate students studying space science. Our mentors come from departments across Ohio State, giving us a mentor pool with a diverse mix of backgrounds, years of study, and focus areas. Our students come from around the world, from as close as our home city of Columbus to as far away as the continent of Australia. During the program, the students the students and mentors attend weekly group meetings to learn about space science and discuss ongoing projects. Each student mentor pair also meets weekly to discuss everything from astronomy to college advice. One resource we use to engage our students are 3D models of astronomical objects created by our partners at C3D, a nonprofit organization that prints and distributes 3D printed models for BVI people. This slide shows examples of the models our program uses. On the top left, there is a semi-sphere dome created by the team of Amelia Ortiz-Gil with raised lines and dots forming the shapes of constellations. We use these domes as part of an accessible virtual planetarium show for the students. In the top right, we have a model of the Whirlpool galaxy, a flat square with a raised image of the galaxy printed on it, where the height of the image correlates with brightness. This model was designed by the Tactile Universe project, led by Dr. Nick Bond. In the bottom left, there is a black hole print, a flat square with a mountain-like raised portion in the center, where the height of the image correlates with brightness. This model is based off the first photo ever taken of a black hole, shown in the bottom right as a ring of orange light on a black background. Another resource we use is data sonification, which, as I'm sure you all know, turns data into sound that can be analyzed through hearing. Zenith's hallmark activity involves our students in Transient Zoo, a citizen science project that uses sonified data to identify supernovae light curves. Instead of looking at graphs, our students listen to audio and identify which kind of supernova each data set is from. The sound's pitch is related to the brightness of the supernova's light, so higher pitches represent brighter light and lower pitches represent dimmer light. Transient Zoo includes examples from both core collapse and type 1A supernovae. Cassiopeia A, a core collapse supernova, is shown in the right of the slide as a round cloud of blue, pink, and yellow material. We will now play two examples of sonified supernova data. First, a core collapse supernova. Oh, and I actually can't hear the sound.
That could be because I muted myself. Let me do that one more time.
You need, no, sorry for interrupt, but you need to share the sound of the computer when you share the screen.
Great, let me try one more time. Is this working for you now?
We have 1 minute, really.
I heard it just now.
Thanks.
And our second sound is from a type 1A supernova. Students and their mentors also attend lectures from Ohio State professors, postdocs, and grad students, as well as astronomers outside Ohio State. One of these talks is shown in the bottom left corner, which has a photo of a talk by Locke Patton, a Harvard graduate student who works with Transient Zoo and has been assisting Zenith. If you're interested in being a guest speaker for our spring semester program, please reach out to us. We are always looking for new experts to share their knowledge with our students. We hope to involve our students in even more great educational opportunities in the future, including a potential NASA in-flight education downlink with the International Space Station this spring to let them participate in a live call with astronauts. And after the pandemic ends, we hope to partner with a company like Blue Origin to launch student experiments to space. The ISS is shown on the left as a vessel with large solar panels floating above the Earth in space, and a Blue Origin rocket is shown in the center as a Wright rocket flying above the Earth. So how can you create your own mentorship program? It's important to start by building connections with your local community. You can begin by reaching out to students serving BVI students in your area to ask if they are interested in a partnership. By connecting with your local schools, you and your organization combine your space science expertise with your partner's expertise in accessibility and the needs of their students. Together, you can create something greater than either of you could apart. As a next step, you can recruit mentors from...
You are finished your time.
Oh, sorry
1
about
minute
that.
more?
That's the end.
Yes. You can finish in 30 seconds, something like this, 1 minute.
That's correct.
That's fine? Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
try to conclude, please.
For questions, okay? Then you can complete if you need to finish some aspects, okay? Thank you. The next one speaker is Rosa Duran. Rosa Duran from Núcleo Interactivo de Astronomía is a Portuguese group of people that working strongly. The title of the presentation of the talk is Astronomy and Space Exploration as a Trigger for an Holistic and, inclusive education. Thank you, Rosa. Are you here?
I
see you.
Yeah, I'm here. Nice to see you, Rosa. Nice to see you all here. Nice to hear so many nice presentations. My brain is already with lots of creative ideas. It's a very good opportunity. It's a pity that we are not all together in the same place, but yeah, well, at least technology is enabling this and facilitating the opportunity for us to be here together online.
Yes, we
So
exchange information without to be together.
exactly,
Please.
exactly. Yeah, it's an opportunity that COVID brought to us, a new way of exploring and exchanging ideas. So can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Very
good.
well.
Okay, so let's start the presentation. So we've been in the last couple of years, we've been developing a new field. So we've been collecting ideas to improve the way that astronomy and space exploration is reaching out students. So besides knowing that astronomy is a difficulty for many teachers, and we know the work that is being shown here and that is being done also by the organizers of this symposium, there is always the problem of not being part of the curricula or not reaching out to students, or the format that is being used is not something that I know how to use. So there are so many problems there. And so we started to develop a new series of tools and resources that are going into a slightly different direction rather than only using the specific tools for astronomy that we all know and love. So we are now working very hard on a competence profile that is based on the DigiComp framework. That was it's the base of a tool created by the European Commission called Selfie, where we are trying, several countries in Europe are trying to help educators, schools, and students evaluate the level of the digital competences that they have. And this goes exactly in line with what should be the curricula for every student, which is the development of their digital competence framework, their digital intelligence. So this is truly important because it's very common that we reach out to school and the students know a lot. They are as we call digital natives, but they don't know how to handle technology properly. They don't know how to handle data. They don't know how to safeguard their digital identity or to be secure users of the internet. So this is something that we are targeting with a project that I will present in a moment. The second part that is important is engage in the community where the school lives. So schools are serving certain communities, but very often the community doesn't know the school and the school doesn't know the community that is serving. So there is no interaction between the two. And this is something that is a worry that you can find in the OECD Better Life Initiative. And it's a website, an interactive website, a very interesting one, where you can find where your country is in terms of having a good life. And you can see that, according to my view, the center of the development of a better life is the school and how we can get to them. It's just like using astronomy for development, but this time we're trying to accommodate astronomy and space exploration to help kids bring a better life to their environment. So the process is divided in 3 levels. It's the management level of the school, the process level, and the professional development. And the place where we are acting more is the place related to the professional development of the teachers. Where can we help teachers develop their digital competence profile? So we are working a lot for the last 3 years with schools and their communities, trying to have an interaction, a very healthy interaction between schools and the community that they serve, and bringing topics like misconceptions, fake news, or other important aspects of safeguarding the community where the kids live, and having them be the change makers, not us bringing the news and what to do. So we started using the design thinking methodology. That is a marketing strategy, but we have adapted it to education with the help of several colleagues and several experts in the area. And we have now a few projects that are helping teachers bring design thinking to life in their schools. So headmaster design thinking with their staff or the teachers, educators, everyone. Teachers doing design thinking with the students, and students doing design thinking with their families. And we are now including a few new pieces to this. One of them is inclusion. And I was thrilled with Anna Voelker and Michaela's presentation, because it's stressing, and also the Johanna's one, because it's stressing the things that we're trying to alert teachers, that there are means to make everyone feel included, despite of, for instance, their learning style, despite their personal characteristics and skills or their backgrounds. We also developing tools that help teachers evaluate the personal characteristics and skills of their students, as well as the culture and social background that they come from. So to do all of this, we use a methodology that is not new, that is not ours, that is called Universal Design for Learning, that tries to engage students with the particular needs, being the one that have more needs in developing specific competences or knowledge, and the one that has the best competence and the best knowledge. And these principles are universal, and they are a very good way to implement models like inquiry-based learning, project-based learning, while you are being inclusive and you are facilitating the learning to everyone. So we're bringing equity to the place. So of course, the examples that we use with the teachers are all examples that we bring from astronomy and space exploration. And we try to train them to make sure that when they bring information to the students are interested, they know why they are learning it and what's the purpose of that learning. We also have to help teachers handle the issues that they have in their own school. They don't have funding, their colleagues are not willing to support, or the students are not behaving properly, or the teacher itself is not motivated or don't know how to handle technology. So there are several issues that we have to accommodate before you even reach the astronomy part. We have to make sure that there is a team effort and a community support in place, so that the teacher feels accompanied and not an isolated hero. And we are using something that I had the opportunity to present already, which is the 5 pillars of community building, which I don't have time to talk now, but is a very well structured way to make sure that something that you're delivering to a school will reach out to the hands of the students. We do, of course, we promote and we offer to teachers all over the world. And this year, because it couldn't be face-to-face, we had the benefit of doing all these courses online. And we're bringing a lot of all these tools and resources, but enveloped with the astronomy and space exploration, like the Journey to Space Exploration with the European Space Agency that we run every year, or the Astronomy Education Adventure with the Canary Islands, and many more. If you're interested, I will drop my email in the chat in the end. So these are the kind of projects that students are developing with, as a result of all the work that we're doing. The astronomy and space exploration is reaching out to the hands of students that are developing these projects with their communities and bringing awareness about diverse topics, and using tools like Stellarium or Celestia or Mitaka to promote astronomy to their communities. They are using the design thinking themselves, and they are becoming proficient on that, and they are bringing space in a completely diverse way, where even in the framework of this project called Our Space, Our Future, we're bringing lots of innovative illustrations that are all very inclusive and promoting careers in a completely different way. So we have schools reflecting what they need. We help them develop a plan. We help by training educators on what they need to do in order to bring that specific topic in a strong way to schools. We build the community. And at the end, we hope that all the astronomy and space exploration topics that we are channeling through this process are reaching out to the students in a completely different and stronger way. So I think I didn't overcome the 10 minutes. 10 minutes is not much, but I just wanted to share with everyone that this is what we are developing now, and more news are going to come because we're starting to collect data. We implemented part of this in a very successful project in Africa, and I think that we are almost ready to go global with this.
Thank you, Rosa, for your excellent presentation. It is a very interesting project. And thank you to control the time so good. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Rosa. The next speaker is Carolina Clavijo. She is from APEA, Asociación para la Enseñanza de la Astronomía. She is a secondary school teacher in Ithaca, the name of the school. And the name of the talk is Micrometeorites. It comes from heaven. Carolina?
Hello, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to talk about micrometeorites. It comes from heaven. This is a project that we can use in school to teach physics or many different subjects, as we are going to see. My name is Carolina Clavijo. As Rosa says, I'm from APEA. It's a Spanish Education Astronomy Association. And I coordinate also the project just with researchers in Spain, in Sevilla. Astronomy must be in education in this 21st century. We have to engage students in STEM projects in order to show them the 21st century learning skill as creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, or communication. So this lesson plan will show how we can use astronomy for this. This learning scenario aims to raise student awareness about astronomy research. Students will be invited to explore the surface of the Earth and find micrometeorites at home. Their discoveries will help them to be on the trail of stardust. The learning products will be a micrometeorites collection, a documentary video named Do We Have to Invest in Research Projects? So what will be the real life question we can ask our students? We can ask them why meteorites fall to Earth. Is the Earth in danger about meteorites impacts? Is the Earth the only planet having meteorites? Is it important to invest in research projects? And the names of the lesson the students working by teams. They will have to record a 4-minute video documentary for the national government. They will have to talk about meteorites, micrometeorites, and try to give reason for the local authorities to invest in science projects. So there are a lot of subjects we can work in this project, like gravitation, chemistry, geology, maths, history, sociology, and much more. So let's see what are the connections to STEM careers. They will see the work of astrogeologists, mine engineer, physicists, astronomers, mathematicians, technical studies, or chemists. The activities we can use in this lesson plan will be what is a meteorite, the sky fall on our heads, chemistry composition of a micrometeorite, how we can find micrometeorites, analyzing the dust, and investing on research projects. I will show some information about these activities we can do, and in order to show that astronomy can be in every subject we teach in every curriculum, so it will be no problem to teach astronomy. So the first one is, what is a meteorite? Students will work on meteorites in our country. What is the biggest meteorites found in our country, for example? Or meteorites on history, they will build a timeline. They will make a map with the definition of a meteorite and its classification. The second activity will be the sky fall on our heads. The micrometeorites are alien stones. They are mineral remnants from before the planet was formed. The total global influx is approximately 100 metric tons of cosmic dust particles per day. But the Earth is big, so we can expect 1 extraterrestrial particle per square per year. A student will realize that there has been a lot of important meteorites throughout history, but also in the movies or even in the comics. They will have to make a poster with all the information they will find. The third activity could be chemistry composition of a micrometeorite. The most important group of meteorites come from conditrix, and in the most type of micrometeorites we have found on Earth, will be a barred olivine type who contains a little quantity of magnetite. So we can talk about chemical elements, we can talk about iron, we can talk about nickel, and then try to find why they are in these alien stones. How we can find micrometeorites will be the third activity. Well, this project is based on the Stardust project by John Larsen. And so students will have to find the steps for the experimental method, and they will use the research method of science on it. They will use magnets and in order to find this quantity of iron and nickel. What will be the experimental method? They will have to look for spherules on the dust. First, they will have to take samples from the roof, and on the floor we are running pipes because there is the most lucky chance opportunity to find micrometeorites. With a sieve, they will try to separate the little dust, and then they will put the little dust on a paper sheet. After that, with a magnet, they will try to separate micrometeorites candidates. They will put the magnets under the paper sheet and make squares on the paper sheet. It is an easy way to know where they are. With a digital USB microscope, we can analyze the micrometeorites candidates and try to separate them. Here we can see my students doing that, and there are a lot of spherules that come from human activity. So they will find some candidates, but after that they will have to find if they come from space or not. Here we have my students working on micrometeorites, high school and secondary education, and here we have the results. These are pictures that I have taken about the dust, and then we can see little spherules that shows that could be perhaps micrometeorites, but there are a lot of human activity. So if the spherule has recognizable striations, then we can be almost sure that they come from heaven. They are micrometeorites. And this is an exciting activity for them. After that, they will have to take pictures from the micrometeorites. It's better to take a microscope, a stereo microscope, and try to make a lot of pictures in a 3D way in order to find these little striations who are very hard to see. After the research, the experimental method, they will have to think about research projects. Do we have to invest in science? Do we have, it's important to invest in research projects. What is the budget in our local community? Which are the economic contributions in our town? Do we invest in science? And they will have to make a discussion about this topic. At the end, this lesson plan will be an inquiry-based learning project, and we will have to engage students in real-world projects. And astronomy can be one of the main subjects. It's very important, the impact in student life. And for them, make them think critically is a very important skill also. So I think astronomy can involve different subjects, and these learning problem-solving skills are in astronomy, and we can use them.
Carolina, 2 minutes, please.
Perfect, because I have finished. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Then we have now some minutes in order to answer questions. I control the questions in the Q&A area, and and also the chat. There are a lot of comments, excellent comments for Johanna, for Rosa also. And there are some people that ask for the link of SciAccess, but they offer immediately. But there are only 2 questions. One from Annalie Pacheco Blanco to Johanna, that asks about how do you determine the tones and sounds that you are using?
Yes, we take the data sets. We normalize that data set to from 0 to 1, and put all the set the minimum tones and maximum tones, and let's make coincide the data sets normalized to the tones. I don't know if I'm clear on that.
We have another question. This is for SciAccess. One of the two speakers can answer. In the case of the sun, it would be interesting to offer a figure with the possibility of having various temperatures to feel the difference of the interior and solar atmosphere, and not only the shape associated with energies and distances. Who is the person that will ask? We answer? Anna, maybe? Michaela? Anna?
Yeah, I'd be happy to chime in. Thank you so much for that comment, Walter. I think that's an excellent idea. And it reminds me of a few initiatives we have seen that combine touch as well as sound and other senses, but I've never seen any with temperature. I've seen a lot where you have like electronic ink and you combine the tactile and the auditory, but I've yet to ever find any with temperature. And I love that idea. And if anyone in the chat here has worked with temperature integrated models, I'd love to learn more about that. But I think it's a really excellent idea, Walter. So thank you.
We have another question. This is for Carolina. Of course, it's the last one question, Carolina. This is normal. It was the last one speaker. Margarita Safonova asks, how do you celebrate the Asteroids Day?
Well, for the moment, we don't celebrate the Asteroid Day, but this project we have done make it with a Canadian group, so we can share the project with another high school in everywhere in the world, all over the world, and then we are celebrating as in a way as the Asteroid Day.
Well, there are not more questions. There are comments, all very positive for all of you. You can feel very happy, but no more questions. But I would like to ask a question to Rosa Duran. Rosa, are you here?
I'm here.
Yes, I think you have a lot of experience, I know, in different parts of the world, and you present a very, very interesting and motivating project. Do you find a difference about the approach to astronomy from different areas, from different level of students or teachers? Some comments about this?
You mean how to deliver astronomy to students in different parts of the world?
Mm-hmm. If you test some differences?
No, I mean, I always use, I'm always using the design thinking model, meaning that I don't try the same methodology every time. I usually comes from the site where I am going. Usually there is an expert there is doing things, and is always an exchange of experiences there. But strangely enough, I find that you know, the spark in the eyes of children comes always in the same spot. The difficulty the differences are in the way that things are delivered. Usually in developing countries is much more fun because people are more creative, and there are things that you never thought about that are being done. It's more creative. It requires more creativity. I don't know if I answered your question.
Mm-hmm. And I have a question for all you. In some way, all of the people involved in this symposium, we are interested and motivated in order to teach to students about astronomy concepts, technology, and all of this. But also, do you believe that educate, of course, educate is not exactly the same than teacher. And then, do you believe that astronomy have a different aspects in order to promote better attitudes, better behaviors about the students, to act in some point of view for the future of all of us.
Oh, by all, this was to me this. By all means, I think that astronomy is the best tool to bring to raise the science capital of communities, of countries, to bring awareness about so many different things. It's a completely transdisciplinary subject. You can address every topic of every curriculum by using astronomy. It's the most powerful science topic to my mind now. Many years after I started my career in astronomy education, I can say that I have tested it many times over and over again. So it's really a very powerful tool. And in terms of what you're asking, because in terms of humanizing and creating a different attitude towards the planet and towards each other, I think it's unique. Also because all the data that is acquired by big experiments are always somehow available for students, so we can have them being researchers, and for that they need to collaborate, they need to communicate, they need to become accustomed to the ways that researchers work. And in fact, I think among students developing research projects, you can expect that better human beings are going to come out. That's my personal experience, at least.
Okay. Then, thank you very much to all of you. Thank you for your contribution. And we pass to the next one session.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Rosa and Rosa. And it was a pleasure see you both together at the screen. So